First of all, I would just like to welcome Boaz from Foto Master. CEO is with us this evening for you all to give him all the burning questions that you have. For anyone who didn't join us for the first session last month, we will run through a very quick presentation, some tech training with George. Then we're going to have a live Q&A with Boaz. So any questions you have for him, please pop them in the chat or feel free to ask questions live and speak to him while you have him. And then I will do a little bit of business and marketing training with everyone. Does that sound like a plan?
Yes,
Yeah.
Mrs. McKinley.
Good
Thank
stuff.
you for having me, guys, and looking forward to see what you prepared.
Perfect. Cool. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We are going to cover the FMX, some foundation. Today it's me and Ursula. In terms of the overview of this presentation, we are going to cover these main topics. So the first one is AI modify and AI combine. Then we are going to do a few demos on select, sync, and play. You'll see how easy it is actually just set up the event or just customize it very, very easily, and then move it over to your computer or iPad to sync it. And there are also some freebies that some of you might not be aware of. So there's a FM Slide and FM Print. Both of these apps are free if you have an account, and they are a very nice addition to FMX. By showing off this AI modified feature, we also want to show you the new experience called Neon Exposure. With most of the AIs, we have different ways of basically just turning your guest into some kind of AI modified version. And in recent months, there's a big trend of using fully custom experience where people can get something very bespoke and unique. And this is what we had in mind when we created this experience where every single customer can actually put their initial behind themselves. That way, you don't have the output that there's no one output that is the same, and is very tailored to each guest. This is possible thanks to FMX, and you can combine it with the survey feature. This is only one way of adding the survey feature into the experience, but it is a very smart way of actually adding something cool to the interaction. When you are running this experience, you have a few options. So here you see the guest, in this case, Sammy. That's an example of Sammy. And we have option to choose different models. So the first model is very basic model, and everything comes down to the pricing. So the basic models are the cheapest, and sometimes they're okay for certain kind of events. But if you're going for the quality, you should choose better models that are a little bit more expensive, but you need to include that into the pricing when you're charging your clients. So I have a article here. So when you click on this link, you will have access to the presentation. You'll be forwarded to this blog post. And in the blog post, you can see what Foto Master did. So you have so many different options to choose from in terms of the different models. My personal preference would be Nano Banana model, but you can also use GPT. And again, this will give you more flexibility. Sometimes the stylized output from GPT are better suitable for certain kind of experiences. And also you have this new thing from Foto Master called enhanced version. So it's suitable for Nano Banana or GPT. What it is, actually, it's a custom model where the Foto Master created kind of secret source and trained their own model that is turning your photos with any size, any group size up to 10 people into something that's very realistic. And this is what we're trying to do. In the past few years, we have seen loads of quote unquote gimmicky outputs, but now we are going for the realism. When we are creating the experience, we want to make sure we transfer the background, the lighting, but the facial features should be as accurate as possible. And this is what Foto Master did by using this enhanced version. Now, when you're using them, I want to make sure people are testing this with a certain prompt. Some of the prompts are okay to use with the basic models as a Banana Pro, and some of them actually working better with enhanced. So I want you to make sure you do lots of testing to find out the best model for this. Again, you have all these options to give you flexibility to deliver the best outputs for your client. So again, you can go and try them and see whichever is working the best for your specific needs. Now going back into this, we have this experience installed currently inside our account, but you'll have access to this experience and you can run it for your events. So just a quick overview. This is the basic dashboard of Foto Master FMX, and there are two main sections that you need to be interested in. So the first one, the demo that I'm currently running, is going to be done on a Windows computer. So I'll go into the presets, and this is how the workflow looks like. When I go into my neon exposure, for those who are familiar with Foto Master's software, with the previous version of Foto Master software, you probably remember this kind of layout where you have everything in the right order, and you have a step 1, step 2, step 3. But now, after using this for a while, I really like this node-based system. When you get a good understanding how that works and how everything is connected, there's almost like no limit on what you can do. I did mention the survey feature, and this is one of the most powerful part of this, where if you go into the survey feature, you have so many different options to add on. You can ask them so many questions. You can have almost like options to choose from. You can ask them to type a text. Again, there are so many different things. So there's almost like no limitations on what you would try to do to your clients with this kind of capabilities inside FMX node-based system. What we are doing here when you go into AI Modify is using Nano Banana model in this case, and then you have a custom prompt. Most of you are familiar with different prompts, but one of the biggest benefits actually is combining the survey feature output directly into the prompt, and that's done by using this handle. So whatever your clients are inputting onto the screen, so in this case, going to be the initial of each person, is going to be embedded into my prompt, and that way you can create something more immersive. So again, this is just a very basic example. I want you to use this as a foundation, the foundation of like this experience for your clients. With this output, you will get with this prompt, you will get outputs as I showed you over here. So this is a person, and this also works for the bigger groups as well. So there's no limit to just one person. Again, you can use it with up to 10 people. If I go back to here, we have a usual animation. So this experience is also tied to overall experience by using the animations. And if I run this on our computer here, I can show you the neon exposure. And this is also a good demo on how to actually run this on a computer by using the sync and play. So if you creating a new event, so you go into the event, and currently I have created an event called Neon Exposure. This is just for today's demo. If I do any modifications on the prompt or on a template or something, all I need to do is to basically just access it on my dashboard on the computer, and then I have a link to our license key, which is currently on my laptop, and then I can choose the workflow. So currently I have choose the AI combine, but we are going to use it after this demo. But currently the AI modify is in this workflow section. So if I'm going to do any changes, all I need to do is to basically hit save changes, and then everything is going to be reflected on my app. So if you see this window, this is the Foto Master FMX app that is going to be installed on your Windows computer. And as soon as I hit sync event, everything But I mean everything, all the animations, all the templates are actually synced to my computer. And I want to show you, for those who are familiar with the previous version of the software, if you go into the folders, there are all the files that you need to run this experience. So every single animation, there's a layout, there's all the outputs, and this is the beautiful thing. If I make any changes, and if as soon as I hit sync, it is automatically on my computer, so I don't have to worry about moving the files. I don't have to do anything else. It is on my computer, and it is pretty much good to go. So because I've done a sync event for this demo, I'm going to use a test image. So this is the test image that can be inside the folder, and this allows me to do a lot of testing, rapid testing with different people, even without using the actual camera. So with Foto Master software, you have that option by going to the camera, and then when you scroll down, you have the test mode. So as soon as I enable test mode, the FMX software will look into this folder and use that image as an example. So when I start this booth, the animation will start, and you can see the touch here to start. And we are prompted by using the keyboard on touchscreen, or I can use the keyboard on the computer. So I'll put my first letter of my name. When I hit next, again, you can see the animations where it is kind of guiding your guess on what to do next. So 3, 2, 1, smile. And we have a selection screen. So currently you have text, email, or QR code. When I click on the QR code, I can scan it directly on my screen. So when you're running this on your mirror booth, guests will be able to see the output very easily on the screen, on the smartphone. And then when you use one of these options, text or email, they are synced to Foto Master cloud system. So there's no need for you to set up anything like Twilio, everything just there, and it's just fully working. So now when I hit done, I've got my results over here. And as I mentioned, we are using one of the best models for keeping the accuracy of the facial features, but also, as you can see here, the prompt is changing the background, is adding the letter to the background of this experience, but also even it is adding like a leather jacket. So this is AI modified. On this workflow, we have one output, and then you can do print. When you want to do something like this for your corporate clients, and the clients will ask you to add more customization, this is possible thanks to Foto Master AI Combine. So what it is basically using a prompt, but there's additional layer. And the layer is, in this case, we can actually add custom logo and create a basically branded experience. So not only that clients can see the initials in the background, and as you can see here on the first example, we have first letter, or you can have even like combination of 2 letters, or it could be a team name or whatever. So the AI know exactly how to actually put text together to recreate that neon effect in the background. But also when you add the reference image, so in this case that was a Foto Master logo, it's nicely placed on the t-shirt. So we have so many things what we can do with the prompt, but with the right prompting and by combining the foreground with the background, you can get outputs like this. And again, we have created this experience as a foundation. So to customize this, it is actually easier than you might think. If I go back into my workflow again, I'll go into AI Combine. The overall workflow has similar flow as the AI Modify, but the only difference is if you go to AI Combine, you have the same prompt, but down here there is a reference image. So currently there is a photo booth marketing logo over here, but if you want to customize this, all you need to do is just add a new reference image from your computer or from your cloud, and then basically just replace it. So please use this as a foundation. The logo there is as an example, but if you want to customize it for your clients, you can just replace this, and your example will have your client's logo. Again, if I go to my experience, I've done some tests before. So if I go to exposure, final outputs, you can see that last image has my posture, but also there is a Photo Booth Marketing logo on my t-shirt. Again, this is one of the easiest way that I've seen where you're combining the survey feature, where you're combining AI prompting with additional elements, and then you can do almost anything with it. So again, it's a reference image, but you can use it in so many different ways.
Yeah, those outputs are so good, George.
Honestly, I just love
Should I be
this.
thanking you or thanking Photo Master? Which is it?
I think it's good collaboration. Yeah. Okay. So that was AI combined. The Foto Master is doing such a great job with adding so many different features and giving us ideas on what you can do with the AI these days. So last month we have covered this AI background removal, and this is something that's kind of basic, but it's kind of overrated. So before you would need to use a green screen to make this work. Now with Photo Master Cloud, this is pretty straightforward. Basically, you're taking the photo of the person, you can remove the background and place them almost anywhere. In this case, when you have access to this experience from last month, we have actually option to choose 3 different backgrounds. So when the guests are taking photos, they can swipe left or right, and then in real time they can see the actual output, which is again another very cool and interactive way for your guests to actually have some immersive experiences. That AI line to life is the presentation on my next slide. So AI line to life is experience where you are drawing on your screen, on your touch screen of the mirror, and you can combine it with the photo. And the workflow I showed you here is the same. So basically, we remove the background, and we're combining the drawing of the person with the output, and the output looks like this. The demo that I have ready over here is AI Line to Life. Okay, I have a test mode over here. So the customer journey is similar to the one where you're taking a photo, but the additional thing is you. Okay. So this is what you can see. We are using signature feature to combine it with our AI output. So I'm currently using the mouse, so the drawings are not going to be as good. So I'll just draw.
Come on, George, try harder.
That'll be house,
What is
and
this, George?
I'll put a tree. Here we go. But when you do this on when you do this on the touchscreen, it is a lot easier for people to draw it. And again, we have taken the raw image. Simon, can you hear the sound? Is it playing?
No, we can't hear anything, George. No.
Okay. So the animations are having some audio right now, so I can't really hear myself.
Okay.
But we are now waiting for the outputs where we have taken the photo of so it's kind of
it's off put.
So,
George, listen, respect for them just for the sheer amount of window juggling you're doing here.
Yeah. So
look at your tree, George. It's beautiful.
AI is trying to make me better artist. So from that very sketchy thing, I've got this kind of output. And this output can be easily customized by using different models. So the one I have chosen here is called Classic, but you have also different options, and the outputs are even better. So again, it all comes down to your preference and what you're trying to do. But again, this is something where you're combining the real photo where we're actually not applying any AI on my body, but we combining the drawings. The Foto Master have done such a great job of turning that random sketch into this art, and then placing everything into the background. So basically you have 3 different elements, and that way you can get the outputs that you can't really do with any other software. So
Does that work with like words, George? Could you write a word and it would like graffiti it or something?
He wants you to
I haven't tried the words.
He wants you to sign your name on your paint.
Can you do that, George?
I haven't tried the name writing, Boaz. Can you confirm if this model can?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
You can do writing, you can do whatever you want with the signature.
Okay.
So you can also almost like scribble your signature at the bottom.
Yeah, well, not even just for like corporate events or anything. You could ask guests to write something, and they could incorporate that into the final. I mean, like the uses for it are unlimited. That's fine. You've answered my curiosity.
So yeah, again, this is something that you can load into your account. So when you go into the load template, you have all these different options to choose from. And this one is called line to life. So if you just import this into your account, you can use it for your event, customize it, and you can remove the background or tweak it as you need to. So I'll go back to my AI Dromi. And again, this is a demo that I have prepared over here. And yeah, so the idea is to take a photo of your guests and then turn them into the sketch. So what you can do with this is when you're using the mirror, when you're using a photo booth, people will get this as a printout on 4x6 print or any size you choose. But what I have tried, and this is such a great idea with the Foto Master FMX, you can easily add on features. So for example, I was like, I do like the outputs and it looks really cool. And I'll show you the outputs I have prepared over here. And draw me final outputs. This is Sammy.
Oh, look,
and this is me. It's a ballet dancer. But I was like, what if we can animate this? So instead of a guest receiving just an image, by adding this AI image to video, you can turn your outputs into video as well. So let me just run a quick workflow here. FMX. Okay. I'll choose Dromi. Then camera, test mode. Let me see who's inside the folder. Test image is Sammy this time. Okay. And on this demo, you'll see also example of the serif feature. So instead of letting customer to type something, you can put the first name here. But also what Foto Master did in this preset is actually having a serif feature where people can choose different things. So Sammy, give me an option. What would you like to be?
Oh, wrestler. No.
Sir.
Whatever. I don't care.
Okay, you'll be a wrestler.
I like the way the choice was removed from me there.
So this experience takes a little bit longer because you need to do the image first, and then we're using the image to create a video out of it. During this process, you can add loading page like this. You can add different games so your guests can interact with your screen. If you have good internet, the photo generation takes between 10 to 20 seconds with good internet, and the video can be up to 30, 40. So that's something you need to keep in mind. But the output is very cool. So with this option, people can have a print, and then also they'll get the final video that can be shared via SMS or email or QR code.
Kevin was asking George, can the survey be added for only one of the prompts being used and not another in the workflow?
Can you give me some example?
Must have been Wow, look at me.
So imagine you have a print, then you can also link this with the bots to actually sketch this out, and people also receive this via SMS. So from one photo, we have 3 different outputs, and they're totally unique. About that question.
Well, I'll get Kevin to ask you himself at the end. Keep going. I don't want to interrupt you.
Okay. Going back to this workflow, the draw me. So you have option 2. You can customize these options. So these are the answers they'll see on the screen, and that can speed up the workflow. Instead of asking them to type something, which might take a little bit longer, sometimes giving them options is going to be a lot quicker. And that way you can kind of optimize the overall workflow. And when you're talking to a client, you can kind of give them presets to choose from. Okay. So select sync and play. I did show you before how you can just easily sync this, but I want to do a brand new experience here. So if I go to events, create a new event, and I'll call this demo. Okay, I'll set a time for 110 minutes. And then what you need to do here is to choose your license. So currently I'm running this on a Windows computer, so I'll choose our license here. And then if you just go down here to load presets, you have all these different options here. So let's say I want to run this music era album cover. Okay, so you click on this, and now not only just the workflow, but also the layout has been imported into account. If I want to run this, and this is for all the slides, I want to make sure the outputs are also visible for my slide and also for my printing later on. So I'll just choose all these options. Now, if I hit save changes and I go back to my Foto Master software, they automatically, Foto Master just downloaded this event list. So here's a brand new demo that we just created. And now if I click sync event, the Foto Master is just downloading all the assets into my computer. So again, we haven't done this before. It's a brand new experience. And from like choosing the preset and running this on your mirror takes less than a minute. Now, since I don't have any camera connected, I'm going to just copy Sami's test photo into my demo. And that way now we can just go to global settings and just choose the test mode. When I start a booth, you'll see all these options on screen. So again, you will be just guided through this questionnaire. So what's your name, Sami? Lots of animations. Sharing. And then we're just waiting for AI to generate this. But that's a beautiful part of this this feature where you can literally just choose any experience. Even if I go to load now and I can just change it to something else, that way I can see what's possible. This will give you a better idea what kind of features Foto Master has built in, and then you can just customize them for your clients. So there are some good examples of AI videos as well, some trading cards as well. So again, use these presets as a foundation and then just turn them into experiences that you can sell to your clients.
George,
Let's go back and here's a Sami's video.
George,
sorry, Sami's album. Yeah.
Are you telling me I could actually set this up? It has been made so simple that I could set up an event.
Honestly,
George, the answer is yes. Otherwise, you have no confidence in this woman at all. He wasn't too quick to say. He wasn't too quick to say yes there.
Even just the difference in the back end, just it. I'm not looking at this bamboozled. I'm looking at this going, I could do this. Like I could actually give this a go. And anybody on this call that knows I'm back end, I'm admin in our business. And so this stuff would always terrify me. But this has just been made so simple.
Yeah, we are comparing this to like previous versions. So even like the photo we just taken now of Sammy, the actual final image is already been on our cloud system, and having the cloud just combines everything together. If you have 1, 2, or 4 devices in your business, you can actually have them linked to one dashboard, and managing those devices is going to be super easy. So seeing the albums in real time, dropping into the folder, then sharing them with clients, even doing the sharing, everything just in here, and you can customize it very easily. So it's all linked to the one event, and then you can see all the options over here, even the server feature. So yeah, this just the way how that works is how it's all connected. I just love it.
Kevin, do you want to ask? Are you finished, George? No.
There are a few bits. So this is what we covered. Please use these pre-made presets because for masters, just keep adding new ones into the library. So if you see the platform today, there are certain presets, but maybe next week there will be something else. So yeah, please keep eye on this library. It is very cool to see. Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks,
Kevin?
guys. Thanks, guys. Yeah, what I wanted to ask was because we did an event this past weekend that we needed to ask surveys because one of the prompts, we had three prompts active, right? Three different flows. But the minute that you press on that software, the minute that you press photo, which brings you to regular photos, whether it's green screen, AI green screen, or digital green screen, and prompts, right away the survey kicks in. So that means that we don't have like someone taking a regular picture with an AI background is going to be asked the same prompts. And only one of the prompts needed certain questions. Another one only needed one question. So I'm wondering in this one, can we set up different surveys based off of the flow of which prompt we're using?
Yep. This would be done similar to this experience. So if you take this as an example, you can have a multiple options. So this is almost like the landing screen.
Yeah.
And based on that, so if I choose, let's say the 70s, you will have different surveys. You will have different workflows to choose from, and there are different questions based on that. So you can separate them very easily, but it all comes down to one event. All the outputs are going to be in one library. Is that what you had in mind?
Yes, because the other software doesn't allow us to do that, so that's why I needed
No.
I needed this.
And
Okay.
if I can quickly show you, so this is a let me see. Let's say that the experience we've done last week. This one. So what you have here is selection screen. And it is basically just the animation playing on the background. And you can just choose a touch point. So you can have as many touch points as you need here. So currently we have only AI photo or AI video. And whenever I choose this, I can say, when you click on here, go to a certain flow. So you see you have one that goes into another selection screen, which is going to be my, I think, touch to start. Another one is basically going down here. So this is the path you can follow. And like you have unlimited possibilities, unlimited options over here. And this is how you can even add multiple survey fields into the section. So if I want to add a new survey, I can just type survey. I'll click here.
Yeah.
And then you will just drag and drop the survey to here. I'll cancel this path and just connect them from here to there. And now you have a survey.
Right.
Okay, so
that's very cool.
It's that easy.
That is very powerful.
This is like a project. It almost looks like a project management software. You know, you're looking by tiles, one after the other. Like, yeah, very cool.
Yeah. Some of you might have experience with N8N building workflows, so this is very similar. But again, you have no limits. You can connect so many different connections, and just the fact you have not only one workflow but multiple workflows connected together. So as I said, this one is going to a completely new workflow, and that can be absolutely different experience. But what you have here is actually a touch point where you say, if you click here, do this. If you click there, do that. And also another idea is you can actually randomize this. So since people don't really see these touch points, it all comes down to where they're actually touching the screen. You can get completely different outputs. And this is super easy to do now with AI, and where you're adding the surveys or the touch points into the prompt. So every time they touch, they might have completely different experience, and you can amaze them by doing so very easily.
Awesome. That's good. Tristan's asking George, he loves the animations. Where is this animation pack so everybody knows where to go and get this?
This will be available this week, and people will be able to see inside the event section. So when you go to event sections currently, there are only the Foto Master default options, but you'll see the other ones as well. So if you go to load preset, you'll be able to see them over here. Now, only a difference is if you load a preset, you need to use it as it is. If you want to customize it any further, you need to import them as individual workflows. That way you'll have flexibility of adding custom prompts, changing and tweaking the workflows the way you need to do. And again, there are options to load different templates. So if I load template here, I have all these options. So let's say if I want to add, I don't know, trading card. So I'll just click load trading card. And now it is already inside my account, and I can play with it. I can modify my prompts. I can change the server fields. It's that easy because the hard work was already done. You just need to tweak it to your needs.
Mm-hmm. See, in the reference image, George, can you have more than one reference image for like the logos on the t-shirts? Boaz is not.
We'll ask Boaz because I haven't tried it. That's
Sure. With AI combined, you can use many AI references. You can have a background, a logo, a product, everything together. Yeah.
Okay.
That's great.
Renee, I think we've just answered your question. If we haven't, let us know. Kevin, how do we use this on our iPads or iOS gear?
Well, it was more about the because this apparently we can only use it on either a Windows computer and an iPad, right? Whereas the Draw Me Bot is just on the MacBook. What we were wondering is if we're using a Surface Pro versus using an iPad, I don't know, M2 or M5, which one's going to process this faster? Generally, the M series have been really fast for processing AI and video and whatnot.
So from my understanding, if you're using background removal with the Windows, you need to use a cloud system. But with the iPad, you can have built-in Apple API. So basically, removing the background, it doesn't need to go to the cloud, so it's a lot quicker. So that's only one difference that I know. But Boaz can answer that question even further.
Sorry, George. Yeah. So basically, most of the processing is done on the cloud when you use AI. So any iPad or Surface can easily handle it because it's basically uploading and downloading. Yeah. So the processing, it can even be a low-end computer, and it will still be fine because all the hard work is done on the cloud with AI. And another thing with background removal, George mentioned that with the iPad, you have also the option to use offline background removal. So yeah.
Okay. And so in other words, this one compared to, again, other softwares that are using AI, those ones generally have to be texted to the other or emailed, and then afterwards they get the result. This one, our hardware is sending the to your server sends back to our hardware, and then they see the results, and then it's texted or shared or QR code or whatever.
So yes, we have a real-time AI. So everything is built on your computer, and it's real time. This is why it's so important for us for the AI to work very fast and everything we want you to show your customers a preview of the photo or a preview of the video. If you want, you can allow them to scan a QR code and move on to the next guest. This is possible. And then they will get the video, the AI video later, for example. And we have several presets that we showed how we do it offline or not real time. But most of our presets are real time. They are very fast. And we are investing in every AI that we release. We're investing a lot in making sure that it will generate quickly. And yes, this is one of the differences that you mentioned versus the other things out there. Yeah.
Thank you.
Tristan is asking about trading cards. Can you randomize the numbers? For instance, if I'm doing a trading card for soccer, football, can I add random numbers, stats?
Sure, you can use it as part of the prompt. You can randomize it via the prompt, or if you want, you can have something that's called random prompts, and you can put the prompts yourself. If George, you will create a selection screen, for example, just load the selection screen. And when you load the selection screen can be a random selection screen, which is not, if you can just, George, can show on your screen a new selection screen, just load a new one. And the type of the selection screen, let's click on settings. And the type of the selection screen, it will be, you can see at the bottom, it will be prompt. Select prompt and auto select random area. Auto select random area means that once you reach to this specific node, it will select any of the areas, will grab the prompt from there, and will go to the next step without the user doing anything. So you can put, if you want to have, let's say, 10 different numbers and not just randomize it via prompt, but you want to have 10 specific numbers, you can even use it here, randomize it, and it will select one prompt and use it later on in the prompt via this. So it's very powerful. It's just another example of what you can do, but I provided here 2 options for you to use.
Sorry, can I talk about what I was actually working on for this case?
Yeah, sure. Tristan, go.
Yeah, so what I did was I created backdrop or layout of a specific card and then have the AI image generator create a what do you call it? Me playing that position. Like if I pick goalkeeper, then I'll be saving the goal from the goalpost, and then if I'm a defender, I'll be tackling someone. But I found out that if I try to make it look like a trading card with like specific words, those words will actually get randomized and not legible. So I'm trying to I'm kind of hesitant on putting like the stats into like an generated image, but more so a random number generator as a text data that would help me out, because I can just put the number in besides, that thing.
Yeah, it's a good example of some of the limitation with AI. When you use a very, very large prompt, sometimes the AI will not listen to you on every specific request. It will do 95% of the job, but sometimes it will miss some instructions, and you need to take it into account. So if you want something perfect, you might, as you mentioned, Tristan, you might want to use some hard-coded text inside the layout, and maybe randomize the number or randomize the stats via the prompt or via what I mentioned here. So I think that both options, prompts and this, will help you. And as you said, maybe not to do like random text for everything via prompt. Play with what you mentioned, part of it hard-coded and part of it randomized, and it should look good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tristan. I think that's all the questions, George, unless anybody else.
Okay. Just to finish up, in terms of the FM slides and FM prints, again, these are free add-ons that you can have when you have the license for FMX. So if I would like to showcase some of our examples from today or from previous sessions, FM Slides is the best way to do it. So what you would do here is very simple but powerful app that links to your cloud. And this is the beautiful thing. The cloud is a foundation, and then anything else is linked to it. So, for example, if I want to showcase some of the drawings, I can just choose the Draw Me, and then when I hit play, I'll see some examples over here. These examples were just generated before they were inside my folder, and you can play this on any device. So you can have this linked to you can have this linked to your tablet, to a TV, to anything that we can basically just showcase the experience. And people are kind of drawn to it. Sometimes people need to see examples. Sometimes people need to see some kind of inspiration for the poses. But having this running on the background on some kind of display or TV is really powerful. And just the fact you can click, choose the event, and it's pretty much synced. As long as you have the internet and this up running, this is just a fantastic way of adding the outputs on the big screen. So FM Slides, you can download it when you have access to the cloud. I can see Carl, he's got a question.
Yes, hi. It's a question for Boaz. How are you, brother?
Hi.
Everything good?
Very good, thank you.
Yes. Okay. I like the fact that we can showcase with the media player. Sorry, what do you call it? The FM slide. Now I know that also when we're doing the DrawMeBot and it's connected to a TV, we can display who is being drawn on which robot. Now, can we include the FM slide in that at the same time that when the robots are, just dancing, because I love that feature. When they're dancing and there's nothing happening, nothing's being drawn, is it possible to have it also preview the slide?
Sure. So inside the DrawMeBot, which is the DrawMeBot software inside the macOS, you have a different type of slideshow. It's built inside the Mac, and it allows you to select the grid with the different. So instead of just showing one photo at the time or one video, the FM slide can show you one photo and one video. You can define a grid and then select when to show this specific slideshow or the video ad or who is being drawn. So everything is controlled from the DrawMeBot software. So for DrawMeBot specifically, you can use the built-in one. It's more powerful and allow you to do more things. The FM slide is great. It's a free software and it works with any event. So you can put it on a big screen when you do mirrors, when you do photo booth, pylon, everything, videos and photos displayed on a big screen one by one with transitions.
That's with FM slide, but let's say I don't want to give that software to, for example, the DJ or the AV guys that are working the event. Is it possible to give them a link to that? Because usually I would give them just a link to a Dropbox or something if all my stuff is being uploaded to the cloud. But I'm getting a lot of DJs and a lot of people in the industry that are asking me, is it possible to have a live slideshow of what's happening, what was been taken?
Yeah, so it's not a web-based, it's a software-based, but it's free as part of the cloud. So you can generate for free a license, and then you can install it on one of their laptops. You will need to log in, sync the specific event, and then play. So it's not for everybody to use, it's just for you, but it's free as part of the cloud. So you can create 10 Foto Master slide and have them running in 10 events at the same time at no cost.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Sure.
Thanks, Keelan. Peter's just bought his a Retromer. It's his first Foto Master product, and he's feeling a little overwhelmed. Is there any plans for more wedding workflows, Boaz, in the mix coming to make things easy for Peter?
Sure. So we are working very hard on adding more and more presets. The FMX, it's very new. Everybody now are joining, and we are in a race to add more and more presets. And every time we need to focus on another product and provide more presets. I think that lately we added the new presets also for the retro photo booth, but we will of course work more on wedding ones. I think that the glam one is very nice, and our support team will love if you have something specific, Peter, that you feel that you need our team to guide you and show you. As you know, they are 24/7 there, and they can assist and help and show you.
Tristan, is there a way to make a confirmation stage to determine what can be shown in FM slide?
Moderation, you mean, for FM slide? And no, I don't think that we have moderation for FM slide. It's showing everything that it's uploaded to the cloud.
Okay. As an avid Foto Master user, will there be more transparent animations like in the original products before FMX?
So we have a folder that's called transparent, and you mainly want those transparent things when you open a live view or when you're doing augmented reality. So you can load those transparent countdowns on top of those. But if you're not using live view or augmented reality, you better not using the transparent one because it looks the same as the regular ones. So we added them to FM Link, and you can use them inside the FM Link. So when you load an animation, go to FM Link, and you will be able to find the transparent buttons there. And if you're missing something, we haven't converted all of our animations. We added lots of new ones, but we haven't finished the job of converting the 400 plus animations, but it's a work in progress. And I believe that in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we will finish adding all of them. So we will, of course, add more transparent ones. But if you're missing something specific that you used to use and like, let us know, and we do it on demand per request. We are doing this as well.
Is there a way to create a sharing station? It's something I'm used to using, and I haven't figured out how to do this yet.
Sure, sharing station, it will be another software that we are going to release very soon. If you like to share on the side, print, email, and text on the side, just like FM Print and FM Slide, you will be able to get them from the add licenses. You go to the licenses tab and you add them. And we are going to release it in the next few weeks. We will have a sharing station as well.
Okay. Renee can't find Foto Master Slide. Where is it, Georgie?
FM Slide?
Yeah.
You go to the licenses here, and then you can hit add license, and you just select the FM Slide. FM Slide and FM Print are free to use, so you can just choose them, and you see it's free, continue, and then it creates a license. You hit the download link, you download the software, and select the event and use it.
Okay. Will FMX be launching on Mac OS, Boaz? Any plans?
We have it on iPad. So basically all the code is there, but we haven't got enough requests to invest in releasing it for Mac as well. But if we will if we will understand that it's something that people are looking for to use it in a Mac, we will probably release it to Mac as well, because all the code is there. It's the same code that the iPad is using. So it's not hard for us to do it, but it depends on the need.
Awesome, thanks. Whew. Okay, that's good. Well done.
I have a quick question. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Renee.
So I have a question. Every time I'm testing, I have to bring in my Mirror Air, boot it up because I run Mac normally. Can I add it to my iPad? Like you just said, how there's the iPad software, and test using that. And then when I've got everything working, then push it to the PC on the mirror. Can I do that? So
the FMX for iPad and FMX for Windows are almost the same, but they are not the same. The workflows are, let's say you have 95% of the workflows the same. So if you're using it for the iPad, you might be able to quickly do the same workflow for Windows. But I always recommend, after you finish building everything, and now you can sit and build everything here, after you finish everything, it's always important to just sync it to the event, run it one time, see that everything is good, and tested it on Windows, because it's never the same to test something on one device when you're going to use a different one at events. And this is why I would recommend always to use it with the real hardware that you are going to use at the event. At the end.
Okay, but it's not like I have to choose one or the other right now. Like I could get it, let's say 95% of the way on the iPad and then finish up the testing at the very end, just since I'm new to all of this, and then move it to PC.
So right now you're working basically on your desktop computer. When you're building everything here,
Correct.
You don't need the device. You can build everything here. And then at the end, you will be able to sync it to your Windows and run it there to test it.
But I can't test it on my desktop since I'm on a Mac.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah.
This is why you will need to run it on Windows. You won't be able to use it on Mac, even if you have a FMX for iPad, because iPad OS, it's not the same as Mac OS. It's a different operation system.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't recommend that. In the near future, we will allow preview via the web. So you will be able to hit here preview and see the whole workflow without really the DSLR camera, etc. It will just bypass it, but it will show you all the animations and all your flow and everything on the web itself. So you will feel that it's what you wanted. And
beautiful. Okay.
But at the end, you want to test it one last time on your computer before the event. This is always always important at the end.
Absolutely. I never would go blind. Okay. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thanks, Renee.
May I ask you a question?
Sure, yeah.
Hi, Boaz.
Hi.
So a quick question. When the AI comic holder is going to be available?
The A4?
Yeah, the big size for
the horizontal A4.
Yeah.
We're supposed to get them in 2 weeks, I guess.
Okay.
Or US warehouse. And we will be able to ship them, I guess, in 2 weeks.
I see. All right. Thank you.
Sure.
By the way, I had my session yesterday with the support team for DromiBot that I purchased at Las Vegas. Yeah, and I have issue with the regular 4x6 holder. So my 4x6 paper is not like fitting straight in. It's just a little smaller, but looks like the support team is handling that issue right now. So
sure. So for that, we just created new 6x4 holders, because you have two types of papers. You have 4x6 paper, and you have 4x6, which is a little bit smaller, just like the photos that printed from the printers. So and sometimes when you go and make your 4x6 without checking this, you can get them either smaller or a bit bigger. So what we did, and we are going to get this soon, we created the adjustable fences on the side of the 6x4, so you can simply increase it and move it up and down. And in this way, if you have them, if your print house created something a bit bigger or a bit smaller, it's not a problem. You can easily adjust it. So it's adjustable walls for the 6x4 and 6x8 for DromiBot. And it will be also with the A4, we are getting those new ones as well.
that's a great idea. Yeah, because I'm using the one that you guys sent me with the package. It's definitely 4x6. Like I even measured it.
Yeah.
But so I have two bases. So one base is okay. I can flat it in, but the other one I can't like put this thing. It's just tiny bit that's like preventing me to.
We will replace it for you, Elia. Don't worry.
All right.
When something wrong, it will be fixed.
All right.
Is there a Facebook group for FMX users, Boaz? Somebody's asking.
But I'm sorry?
Is there a Facebook group for FMX users?
Not just for FMX. We're trying to consolidate groups instead of just
Adding more.
Yeah. So we mainly focus now on Foto Master network to bring everybody with all the products there. So if you have questions about FMX, I would recommend the Foto Master network. It's the most monitored one. You can also go to the Mirror booth, which using FMX as well. Both of them are good.
Okay, awesome.
I've popped a link in the chat for anybody just for the Facebook group.
Yeah, okay. Last one, Rich. Over the weekend, he had guests received incorrect images via SMS and email. They were receiving photos from guests 1 or 2 before them. Any idea if that's been fixed, Boaz?
This can happen if the workflow, I guess if you have a problem with the workflow, if you did something wrong with the workflow, something like this can happen, but you want to create AI processing correctly or make sure that your workflow is correct in order not to get something like this. If you're creating different workflow that doesn't end well, you can get some problems like this. And of course, that it's important to create a workflow with start and end, and that all the processing is happening in the same workflow, so nothing like this will happen.
Right. I think that's it. Let's go to Ursula. Ursula's never going to get to speak. Keep going.
I have a very last slide, and this is about FM print. So the same idea with cloud. We have all connected together, and the beautiful part of this, if you watch the promo content for this FM print, A is free, and B, because it's on cloud system, you actually don't need to worry about connecting them to different devices or just worrying about the prints. Basically, the photo goes to the cloud and it's downloaded. What you can do here is when you have multiple devices during the same event, the pull printing is super easy. You basically have the app running and based on the event, and every device, every output from the same event is just downloaded to your computer and printed. So this will give you a lot more flexibility and also like peace of mind. In terms of speed, yes, it needs to be connected to the internet, but the speeds are very good. As long as the photo is on the cloud, it can be downloaded very quickly to your computer back and be printed very quickly. So again, this is something that's nice and free add-on to your cloud system, and you can use it even now with your devices. So please just download and create a license for this FM print.
Well, one thing about FM print, by the way, we used to have the Raspberry Pi with the print pal. And the thing is that it's creating some complications when you want to use internet to send SMS and emails and also print at the same time. So you need to connect to the device to print and also from the device to connect to outside network to be able to send SMS and prints. And those, because you have many connections and many things moving, it's not as stable and reliable as using the FM print now. The FM print now, you are connected directly to the internet. You can email, you can text, and you can send the prints easily. And it's so much better. It's such a great solution, especially for the iPad users and the FMX for iPad, that we are really, really excited about this new software.
And it works with any printer, Boaz?
Yeah, it works with any printer because it's connected to Windows, so it's not a problem at all. So you can connect any printer and use it from many booths at the same time. So you can bring one printer, connect 4 booths, and print everything to one printer if you wished.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you very much, George. And
thanks, George.
Thank you very much. That was very interesting this evening.
George, the ultimate window juggler. Well done, George. I couldn't have done that.
I am going to share a very quick presentation just about actually pricing these services properly and pricing them for profit within your business. And I won't keep you too long because I'm very mindful of everyone's time. I say that.
That means nothing coming from Ursula.
So, can everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
Excellent. So, pricing a lot of the time in the photo booth industry comes with confidence. And for many of you who are on this call who have just bought their first product, are starting out, are learning their software, are understanding what their market is like, it can be very difficult to look at your business profitably and to actually price properly. Most photo booth businesses don't have a tech problem. If you have purchased your products from Foto Master and you're using their software, you do not have tech problems, but you may have pricing problems. When using FMX or any of the hardware from Foto Master, you have powerful tools that enable you to do anything for your clients. You can deliver amazing guest experiences, but yet there are still people with these products and with this software who are undercharging. And a lot of the time it is down to confidence within their market. So the technology isn't what's going to increase your revenue. The software isn't what is going to increase your revenue. It's how you actually package it and how you're selling it to your customers. Because you can be sitting in Texas right now and have a mirror and be using FMX, and there's someone who's sitting beside you who has a mirror and is using FMX, but you're pricing completely differently. So operator A can be £400 or $400 per booking. Operator B can be $1,200, $1,500, $5,000 per booking. And you're both using the same tools, but are getting a different outcome. And why that is happening is because for a long time in this industry, owners were charging by the hour. They were selling in an old style model where they were selling the booth, they were selling the number of photos, the number of prints, how many hours they were on site, and they were not selling the experience to the client. Where you will make money in your business is understanding, one, that you have to be paid from the minute you try to acquire a client. So as soon as you start putting a post on a Facebook page, speaking to a client, sending a client a quote, you need to be paid from those hours right through until you close out that event the day after and you send them their gallery and anything else that you have told them is included in their package. But when you're initially selling to the customer, don't sell them the product, you're selling a service. We are a service-based industry. You are selling the experience to the client. You're selling them the interaction, the entertainment, the shareable moments at their events. The fact that you can create anything for that client, that is what you're selling. You're no longer selling them a product. You're selling them the full service. But what do all operators do? They sell features and they list everything that's included in their package. And I see it every single day of the week. I go and I review people's websites and they have 3 packages, and we have a 2-hour package and a 3-hour package and a 4-hour package. And they list all of the lovely things that are included that nobody understands. A bride does not know what the interactive start screen is. The bride does not know what a photo overlay is. The bride wants a photo booth and she wants an experience. And you will sell much more quickly by showing her all the cool new AI outputs that you can make in FMX and showing her what her guests are going to feel and what she is going to feel and all the things that she cares about because she wants a photo booth for her wedding, rather than selling the stuff. We get caught up in industry jargon and we start using industry jargon with our customers, and you cannot talk to your customers in industry jargon because they don't know what it is, so they don't place value in it. And then you end up competing on price because the operator A, who is $400, and operator B, who is $1,200, both are listing exactly the same thing on their website. Both are sending an email with, here are our 3 packages. And then the clients just start to compare you on price. And it's not about the actual service. But when you're in a service industry, you sell yourself, you sell the service, you sell what the outcome is and what people are going to feel and what it is you're going to create for the customer. And you can price that any way you want because it's you that is giving that service. It is you who has invested into your hardware and into your software and into the learning so that you can go out and do the best job possible for your clients. The next thing is actually looking at the upgrade mindset, as I call it. So stop selling those features we've talked about and start selling the outcomes. Instead of selling the AI draw me bots to people, you sell a personalized experience that guests will talk about all night long. Instead of selling your mirror booth, you sell the interactive AI photo experience that every bride and groom wants this year. You talk to them about the actual experience rather than selling them your hardware and your software. And then you have to turn it into value. So AI is a premium experience. It is not something that everyone can do. It is not something that everyone can offer. It is more expensive for you to do because it takes you longer to tweak it, to change it, even though FMX is giving us loads of presets there that we can go and we can use. But you can add to that and you can tweak it and you can change it and you can make it better and you can make it more customized for your clients. And that's where the time comes in. And that time you have to be paid for. But it gives you the opportunity to offer something completely unique. So when that couple emails 3 people in the same area and 2 of them send them, here's our 2-hour package, here's our 3-hour package, here's our 4-hour package, and the only difference is in the hours that they're at the venue, and you send them, oh, well, here's 3 experiences that work really well at your venue, and you send them 3 different AI outputs that you've created in your software, and that you can show them what it is you're going to create for them, you stand out instantly. Your software is the power in your business, and going and creating those experiences and showing the client what that end product is and giving them real customer service by replying to them quickly, going back to any questions, being their guide rather than being a brochure that says the same thing, because they will get exactly the same thing from everyone else. You want to be different. And that's how you justify your higher pricing, because you're not just the photo booth company down the road that's point and click. You're offering something completely unique. You're offering a product that is unique in terms of how it looks visually. You're offering a premium software that can create these amazing outputs that are totally different to what anyone else can do it. But you have to position it correctly with your clients. So when it comes to packaging your AI experiences, I always say when you start to package your booth experiences, you need to look at how much it costs you to run your business every month. And then you have to work out what your baseline pricing is for you to acquire a client, do the customer service, go out and run a job. And that is just your baseline for a point and click photo booth. Then you have optional upgrades that you can do. So say, for example, you want to add an attendant or you want to add printing, and that can start from $250, $300. Then you want to move to a premium package, which may be an AI experience. Then you're looking at adding upwards of $300, $500 for something that is unique to that client. Then you can go fully branded. So this could be an experience, for example, a corporate client where you are actually branding up your mirror booth for them, branded start screens, overlays, AI experience, prints, everything completely branded from start to finish, which is a premium experience for clients. So just the example packages. Basic package is your standard photo booth experience, and you need to know what your baseline pricing is for that. For some of you with really small overheads and you're just starting out and you have one product and one FMX license and you are running, I'm going to say it, you're running it from your kitchen like many of us started, then your overheads are going to be much lower. So you can price your services slightly lower than other people, but you have to make sure that you're covering all of your business costs on a monthly basis. So that's your marketing, that's your insurance, that's your software licenses, that's equipment. You have to put a little bit in because you may want to replace it or upgrade it or enhance what you're doing later. So covering everything, any vehicles you have, any media you need, your props, your backdrops, everything that you need to run your business has to go into that baseline basic package. Then your premium packages. So this is where you start to add those add-ons. So you can add the AI experiences, custom overlays, enhanced guest interaction with a brand ambassador or an event ambassador. Don't use the word attendant. Again, it adds money. It's all down to how you word it. And then into your luxury packages, so fully customized AI for the client, branding and theme concepts, and into that premium positioning where you can brand everything from start to finish. But every time you add an enhancement to a package, there's an upsell there, and that is where your profit is in the business. You will have your baseline, which is your break even and making a little bit of money. And every time you add to that, that is where you're adding profitability within your business for your business to grow. So why do people underprice? Most of the time, they're afraid of losing a booking, or they compare themselves to their competitors. But every one of you is running your business. How you price your business comes down to what it costs you to run your business. What it costs someone just starting out and what it costs us to run our business are very, very different. Like, we cannot put a photo booth out the door for less than £800. There is no profit in it, and even that is very low profit. But that would be the absolute baseline, because our overheads are so high. We're a bigger business. We have staff. We have a studio. All of those things come into that. Now, for other people who are running it out of their kitchen, your overheads are going to be lower, and you can price. Stop looking at what your competitors are doing. Start running your business to be profitable. Start looking at what your service offering is and how you want to be positioned within your market. And then a lot of people just are not confident at explaining the value of what they do. So stop selling your equipment. Start selling the experience to your clients, because that is where the value is. Every client wants to see that end product, and you have a very, very powerful software that is so easy to use now that you don't have to go out necessarily and set it all up in the mirror and test it to be able to send your clients some output. You can log on and you can play with things and you can send it to clients, and you can sell it very, very easily. So corporate versus private events. There's always lots of arguments. You can go into every Facebook group there is on the planet, and people will argue about you charging more to corporate clients over private events. But here is the thing. When you start working with a corporate client, you become part of their marketing team. You become a brand manager for that brand. And they have larger budgets. They value uniqueness, which means more time for you. And they care about the brand impact. And it's not just putting someone's name on an overlay. It's not using the same wedding template that you use for 3 other people. It's about creating something completely unique for that client. And that takes a lot of time, and it takes experience, and it takes confidence to be able to sell to that client and to manage that event. It's perfect for AI experiences, because now corporate clients are just pushing for more and more in terms of uniqueness and what they want. But when it comes to weddings and parties, they are looking for the emotional value. They're looking at, what is it I'm going to feel? What is it my guests are going to feel? They're more experience focused, and there's lots of upsell opportunities there with everything, as I said, from your event ambassadors. You can look at luxury paper. You can look at different backdrops. You can look at prop boxes. There's lots of add-ons, and that's where your profit comes in your weddings and parties. You can still charge a wedding client as much as you would charge a corporate client when you start looking at the add-ons in terms of profitability, instead of bundling everything in, throwing it at a client and hoping that they buy it. Let them buy the service, because that is what it is. From the minute you talk to a client, you have started to offer a service to them, and the best service possible, and they have to pay a premium price for that. So don't give everything away for free. AI is not included in your baseline pricing, ever. Look at what your clients see as value. When you start talking to a client, whether that is a corporate client or whether that is a private client, whether that's a wedding client, find out what their need is. 70% listening and 30% talking. Find out what it is that they need, or sometimes what they want for their wedding, because it mightn't always be right for their venue. And that's where you come in and you become the service provider that can explain to them that you have more experience and you're there to make sure it's the best fit for their event. Talking to your clients is one of the most important things that you can do. And so many people don't do it. They sit behind keyboards and they send hundreds of emails, which means massive amounts of customer service, instead of just picking up the phone to the client as soon as they inquire and saying, what is it you would like to see at your event? How can I help you? And then listening and selling them what they need, because that is what other people are not going to do. And that's where you're going to be able to differentiate yourself from other people and charge more, and a client will not question the price. Now, you're still going to get clients that will say, oh, but somebody offered to do this for $350 for me. They're not your customer. And that's okay, because you will get to a point Some of us, when we're starting out, you'll take everything just to get out there, which is good too, because you want the event experience, and you have to learn your software and you have to learn live events. But you have to get to a point with confidence within your business to say, I have invested a fortune into my hardware, into my software, into learning this, going out and doing a couple of free events when I started to get content and put myself out there and learn everything and learn my craft. But I'm now at a point where I can decide who is my customer and how much I charge and what is profitable within my own business. So just a simple pricing formula this evening. Create your baseline package. So please set out how much your overheads are in your business every month. Take a percentage of that and put it into how many your average events you're running per month. It can be difficult when you're first starting out, but break it up even on what your goal is for your business in the first 12 months. And that is your baseline, but that is your break even. So you need to add another 25% of that just to be profitable on that baseline package. Then add another layer, for example, for an AI experience, which would be a premium experience at a minimum, absolute minimum of $250 if it's something that's already built. If it's something you're having to build, it needs to be more expensive again, and break it down into hours. When you look at basic example, if you were working in Target, how much are you getting per hour? Take that figure and multiply it by 3, because when you're running a business, multiplying it by 3 is pretty much what you would make if you're working in Target. That's the reality of owning a business, and you have to ensure that you're charging your value for your time to be profitable. And then the third step is to build those top tier experiences where you have lots of event enhancements. So if it's a wedding where you're adding luxury prints, you're doing prop boxes, you're offering luxury backdrops to add to the aesthetic of the event, especially if you're using AI, because it's not necessary, but it makes it look pretty. You've got a beautiful mirror sitting there, you've got a beautiful backdrop, and then you have this amazing wedding experience that is created. And build those things out and always leave room for upgrades, because that is where the profit lives within your business. And then how to sell it. Stop using the word photo booth. If it's the only thing you take away from tonight, stop using the word photo booth and stop charging by the hour. Charge per project. Your event, your project, your wedding will include. You don't have to sell by the hour, and I do not advise any of you do it. We create interactive AI-powered experiences that turn your event into something your audience haven't seen before. There's not a word of photo booth anywhere there. You need to use the word photo booth on your website for people to find you. You need to use it in your marketing for you to rank. But when you are talking to a client, you sell the experience. And the big shift, FMX software can help you increase your profit. It takes you from I rent photo booths to I create experiences for events. Start to use those words every time you speak to a client. Start to use those words when you're talking to people about your business, even if it is your family and friends. Get really comfortable using the word experience rather than, oh, we have a photo booth company. So after this session, I would like everyone to look at their business, look at what they are charging, check out those monthly costs. Please ensure that you're being profitable for your business. Not the person down the street, not the person who's loudest in Facebook groups, not the person who told you what to charge. What is profitable for you to be in business today and to grow the business you want to grow? And then choose one AI feature that you're going to upsell. Create one premium package that you want to sell within your business, and update your pricing structure. Stop listing features when you're sending emails to clients, or when you're putting together pitch decks, or you're putting together proposals or quotes. Sell the outcomes. You test it yourself. Send 2 quotes this week to, say, a wedding couple if you get inquiries for weddings. Send one with your normal packages and send one with some output, and see which one books first. Because I have done this and tested it over the last decade now. And I know that people will always buy from something visually and an outcome before they will buy from a list and reams of things. The other thing is, if you give people reams and reams of information, you create more customer service because you get more questions. Because the industry jargon that we use, they don't understand. So they start to ask more questions and more questions and more questions. And you don't want that with customers. You should have a customer in and sold within 3 touch points. So I will stop sharing and take some questions. If anyone has any. Oh.
Ursula,
Yes.
we've talked a lot about this in your meetings as well. And when you're saying, like you used to say, half day, full day packages, right?
Mhm.
Richard and I have been working on that especially with our drop offs and whatever, saying, okay, up to 5 hours and then the rest of the day, 2 packages, not 3 and 4. But the thing is, like, if you factor in weddings, which have a lot of expected downtime that they don't tell you about.
Yeah.
Right. And so a client who's not going to have any downtime and I can show up an hour before or 90 minutes before versus a client that I have to install once, have 3-4 hours of downtime, go back, there's going to be different costs.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're saying, one pack, there's not really going to be one package fits all then if you're selling the experience.
So Kevin, if you are selling a client a mirror for their wedding, and whether they want it there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon or they want it there at 9 o'clock at night, can it be anywhere else that day?
No, the mirror itself, but maybe I could be somewhere else or before it installing something else.
Yeah. So can you go and install it and then go away for 4 hours and do something else that's profitable?
At times. Yes.
There's the answer to your question. You have to look at your business as projects. So when a client books us for a wedding, we have standard wedding packages. We do a half day. That's it. Now, our market is different to other markets, and I get that. And especially if you have a client that has a cocktail hour and then there's an hour of downtime and then there's 3 hours after they've had something to eat, and every market is different. But if there's going to be downtime, they're no longer a half day rate, they're a full day. It's just that simple.
True.
So you can either have it for a full day or you can have it for a half day. And that includes up to 3 hours runtime or up to 5 hours runtime. When those runtimes are, it's totally up to you. But if you're getting paid your daily rate, so our daily rate would be 1,800 to 2,000 if they want us there all day. Thankfully, our weddings don't want us there all day, ever. But
Amen. Amen.
it's okay for us saying that. Poor George is like doing them. George, you're going to start doing full days for weddings. That's it. We're pimping you out from 12 in the afternoon. But yeah, you have to look at it as a business. It's a project. They can have a full day or a half day. And we've had this, Sammy, where when we changed away from hourly pricing and someone will go, oh, but I only want it for 2 hours.
I love it. I love when they ask me that. They're like, I'm like, and it's how you word it. It's this price and that covers up to 3 hours, but I only want 1 hour.
Yeah.
But it's the same price. What? Yeah, it's a half day. I know, but I only want 1 hour. I know, but I said up to 3 hours, meaning 3 hours is the max we'll stay. But if you want 10 minutes, it's still the same price.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that a lot because we do. Let's say we used to have during the week where it's dead Monday, Tuesday, where you have a 2-hour package, right? And on weekends, it was always minimum 3. And someone said, well, I only want an hour and a half on the weekend. Well, sorry, it's minimum 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, like Ursula said, the industry's kind of to blame for that because for years they've been doing it wrong. All these people have been taught by every other photo booth on the planet, it's priced in an hourly service. We almost have the spade work to do now, trying to change that. No, that's not how we run our business.
Yeah. And here's the thing, we did it in our business and we know it's not profitable. That's why we can tell you it does not work. When I first sat down with Sammy and he hired me into his business, I was like, you're not going to break even for 3 years. Like, this is not profitable to run a business like this. I was very lucky that I came from an event management background and was like, this is how a project has to work. Because you have to be charged, Kevin, from the minute you start trying to acquire that client. That includes your Google ads, that includes your marketing, all of that is all included in the price. And yes, you're not going to sit and explain that to a client, but what you're going to say is, as of now, speaking to me, your service starts. I start working on your event right now. There could be 14 hours work in your event before I turn up on site, but we will be live up to 3 hours for a half day or 5 hours for a full day. Which package would you like to book?
Yeah. Even changing when we change to experience-led stuff first, like it's like we took every picture of a photo booth off our website and replaced it all with experiences that were software based, but we promoted the outcome exactly like Ursula said. And I mean, there's such a huge mindset shift in doing that, because again, for years we've been brainwashed to sell the product. But even when we did that, Ursula, never underestimate that your competitors' inability to move and change. I thought when we did that, they would go to my website, look at our website, go, right, he's offering a glam booth now, and he's offering a neon experience, and and they would copy me, and they didn't. Never underestimate people that are afraid to adapt and change and move forward. A lot of my competitors are still absolutely happy taking 3 photos, printing them on a template, and printing it.
And there's still a customer for them.
Absolutely, and I still
not
do
our
those.
customer.
we still look, if that's what people want. Of course we take their money and we supply it to them, but don't underestimate, like, everybody in this call. Like, look at the speed this industry is moving at, and the features Foto Masters are adding, and the unlimited options of creativity we now have within our software to deliver anything. Don't underestimate how slow your competitors will be to move, or just they're adverse to it. They don't want to do it. Keep me in my comfort zone. Keep me doing what I've always done. I am unwilling to change.
But they're also unwilling to change their prices. And don't get me wrong, 3 out of 5 inquiries we get start with, do you have a mirror booth? Because that was our original product. Yes, we do, but here is 3 experiences that work really well on the mirror booth. Which would you like to book? And they're not getting that from our competitors. They're getting, here's our mirror booth. We're underpriced in it because we don't know how to run a business properly. And by the time we take out the price of our fuel and our prints, we haven't made any money. So we're not going to Boaz and spending more money like Sammy has for all these years. Because there's no growth. Ultimately, no profit. You're not in business. That is the reality, the scary reality.
I really expected more people in my area to copy what I had done, and they haven't. And the only thing I can put it down to is fear, laziness, no confidence, not willing to change. Like, don't underestimate. Those are powerful things that people just are not willing to do. No, I'll keep charging what I've always charged, and I'll keep putting photos in a template and printing them. I'm okay with that. Meanwhile, I've doubled my price, changed my complete website, went to a different angle of selling, and we're now the most expensive in our area. And they can't compete with us, because when they inquire with us, we're showing them things that I know my competitors can't, won't, and aren't. And
that power is coming from the software.
Yeah.
You know, there's things, the software has always moved so quickly. Every time
it has never moved faster.
Yeah.
It has never moved faster. Look where we're at now. It is scary and it is mind-blowing, but for the people and it's never been more important to keep educating yourself and keep showing up to things like this, to stay on top of it and stay ahead. Like, this is now more important than ever. Because for years it was GIFs, animations, video, buy a new booth. This is what people had to do to offer new things. That's not the case anymore. The creativity is limitless with software.
Neil's saying, when I was DJing, I didn't provide a price until I'd met and spoken with the couple. And then we provide a price for an experience until we know what they'd want, how their day was going to run, etc. Why I haven't done this for interactive experiences until now, I don't know. Looks like another website rewrite. Neil, I'm sorry, but you've been a member with us since 2018.
Neil.
Come on. But it is, you're too close sometimes in your own business. We start the business off, and most of us were very young entrepreneurs that buy a product, get embedded into a software, get very comfortable with what we're doing, start making some money and think it's okay. Until you get to the end of year 1 and you realize, still quite haven't got my investment back and I haven't made any money. And guess what? I did 120 events this year and I'm exhausted.
And I've lost every weekend with my children, and it's just.
And it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't. And it's, look, we've done it. That's why we can sit here and we can laugh about it now. But the first 3 years was not easy. If there was anything to be done wrong, we did it wrong, and it's that learning and it's that change and that's that mindset shift, which is very difficult.
It's the hardest thing. Mindset is the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
We see it 7 days a week in photo booth marketing, Ursula.
Yeah, we really do. But for any of you who are terrified to change away from hourly pricing, even just put your prices up $100 this month. That's all I'm going to say. Like, the price of gas is up, the price of media is up, put your prices up. If you work out how many events you did last year and if you had charged an extra $100 for each of them, get that figure together and see what that figure is, because it will scare you. It's such a small amount of money, but when you put them all together, it's a nice paycheck.
Yeah.
I have just a little bit more to show on my presentation, if that's okay. Just a little bit of housekeeping.
No, Ursula, we want to go.
Well,
That's enough. That's enough now.
It was quite quick. Was it not? So for anyone who did miss last month's training, you can watch it back on Photo Booth Marketing Academy. And you just go to the photoboothmarketing.com website, click the big green button that says Academy, and then there is a course for FMX Launch Pad. That course is completely free for anyone to register for. Set up a free account, register for the course, and just click Start Learning, and you can go back and watch month 1, and month 2 will be put onto there tomorrow for anyone, and we will put this link in the presentation as well. So for FMX, for any of you who are not using the software yet or who have not transferred over, this is your profit multiplier. This is for operators who want to win and are going to position it correctly, selling those outcomes, selling and pricing it with confidence. Then this technology that you already have access to, if you haven't moved over yet, get access to it. This is the time to leverage it. This is going to make you more money and set you apart from your competitors. So just a little bit on how it works for software and cloud. The cloud is your central hub. That is what powers FMX. So that is the online platform that you can access from any browser on any device, and you can prepare your events remotely, build your workflows and your layouts, manage your assets and your presets, create those creative AI tools, and monitor real-time event analytics and collect data, and manage your licenses and subscriptions. And it's either a monthly or an annual subscription. You have 2 plans, either basic or pro, and it includes, you get it with one year. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Boaz, but it's 1 year with every Foto Master purchase. You get a basic plan. Only one cloud account is needed per company. So it doesn't matter how many products that you have, you need one cloud event or cloud to subscription to manage everything. Then the FMX software is where your live events actually happen. So FMX is the next generation of photo booth software for Windows and iPad, and the software is installed locally on your booth and runs the actual experience. So that's your photos, your GIFs, your video experiences, your AI transformations, screen selections, your surveys and animations, all the cool stuff that George has been taking you through. And that's DSLR and iPad camera support. And that's the smooth modern interface for guests and operators. And that is an annual subscription, again included for 1 year with every Foto Master booth that you have purchased. And it's one license to FMX per device. So Windows or iPad are separate licenses. And just how it works. The simple way to think about it is cloud is where you're going to go and prepare and manage the experience for your clients. And FMX is where you will run the experience live. And it makes it really easy to build and update and launch the experiences quickly. So George took us through select, sync, and play earlier. Look, if I'm saying I can do it, anybody can do it. George is going to test me on this now tomorrow. So select your experience in Foto Master Cloud, sync it to FMX on your booth with one click, and then play live at the event. And then just a quick pricing guide for any of you that have not moved over yet. So your software license, that's the core software that runs the photo booth experience, and that is an annual subscription, and it is $384 for a year for iPad and $396 for Windows, and then it's bundled in with your booth if you're within your first year. And we have an offer that I'll show you on the next page. So it's the same price on this. It's already bundled with the license that you have, and you will just need cloud. So FMX Cloud, then the basic is for sharing online galleries, storage, and analytics, and that is an annual subscription, $468 per year, plus you get 100 AI credits. With our code, you get 3 months free, which is basic 3 free PBM, and that is $351 for the first year, plus the 100 AI credits. Then Cloud Pro. So this is where you will get discounted AI credits and advanced marketing tools. So if you're white labeling, if you're doing private galleries, if you're doing corporate events and you need more storage, this is the one for you. And the annual subscription for that is $948, plus you'll get 250 free AI credits. And you get 5 months free with the code for photo booth marketing. So that's Pro 5 free photo booth marketing, which makes it $553 for your first year, plus 250 AI credits. Like, that is a steal. You need one event to cover the price of that for a year. And then your photo booth or Foto Master booth purchases, hardware, FMX and cloud basic, plus your 24/7 support for the first year. It's a one-time purchase. Your booth pricing is going to vary depending on what it is that you are purchasing. And there's $350 off orders over $5,000 with the code 350 PBM. So it's $350 discount. So most customers are actually buying FMX. So give you just a little scenario so this makes more sense. You buy a Foto Master booth. The booth price includes your FMX license and 1 year basic cloud for the first year. You already own the FMX software, then you only have to pay your cloud subscription. If you buy FMX software separately, then you have the FMX license plus your cloud subscription is needed. And if you already have a cloud plan, then you only need to buy the FMX license. These are the offers that we talked about for photo booth marketing, and these are valid until the 31st of May. So for anyone who is looking a little bit of a deal at the moment, get on to those, and we will put these in the Facebook groups and out in the marketing post event. So once this goes live on Photo Booth Marketing Academy, you will all get an email, and all of this information will be included in that as well. For any of you who are not a Photo Booth Marketing member, you can get all the info and join us at www.photoboothmarketing.com.
Join us.
Join
us. We're awesome. You'll love it.
Anyone have any final questions for myself, George, or Boaz?
There's one for Boaz. Neil, if we have literally just bought a MirrorMe license end of December 2025, can this be moved over to FMX subscription?
So if you have a cloud, everything is there. Like if you have lifetime license, is there. Think about it. The cloud is the platform, and there you manage all your licenses. You can have lifetime licenses. You can have monthly licenses. Every license that you get from us is there. So you have the cloud, one per company, and then you can have all your licenses there. So what you need is the cloud, and the license is already there.
Yeah. The cloud's the mothership. And then everything else comes in under. You've seen Independence Day, Neil. You know this.
And I think someone used a really good example earlier, and they said this is like a CRM for your licenses. Everything's living in one place now, Neil. And you just go in and everything's there. Whew. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And Boaz, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Boaz.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed it a lot.
And everyone, have a great week. And you'll all get an email from me tomorrow afternoon or evening, depending on where you are in the world. And any questions that you have, of course, reach out to myself and the team. We're always happy to help you. And the same with the Foto Master support team. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.